Hello, everyone. It's Katan. Welcome to the Boss Babe Business Show. Today, we are going to have some great conversations. We're going to learn about small businesses that are right in our backyard. And before we get into that, I would like to go ahead and just shout out all of our sponsors. So we have about, I think, 15 to 20 sponsors right now. There is one sponsor who we don't have on just yet. Her name is Rebecca. So Rebecca, if you're out there, don't worry. We're going to make sure we get you on, and we're going to add an extra little bonus to say thank you so much for your patience, because we do have one more that I want to make sure I acknowledge. But I will go ahead and start shouting out the sponsors that are already onboarded and on. These are the ones that I talked about last week, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them to the forefront. Let's see. The first sponsor that we're going to start off with is EliteHair.net, a DFW, Texas hair braider. We are then moving to Jenkins Pro Tax Software. So if you are a tax professional with an EFIN number, meaning that most likely you are on the IRS, you're registered on the IRS, I believe is the correct terminology based off of the business owner. Now, don't quote me. You might have to go directly to her. Ebony is the name. She's a member of our directory, and I'll be interviewing her soon on our podcast as well as on our blog. So if you are someone that is looking for tax software, you already know how to do it. You just need a software that's reliable, fast, professional, and you don't want to worry about being locked out of the software. You want to check out Jenkins Pro Tax Software. Phone number is available on there, and she is one of our sponsors. So every show, I will be announcing all of the sponsors. The next sponsor is Charlie Shops. Charlie Shops provides deals and custom gift baskets. You can text to order 757-842-0556. They have holiday baskets, birthdays, parties, couples, you name it. The next sponsor that we're going to go ahead and shout out is Ashley. So Ashley is part of the Premier Group, business consulting and financial strategy. Services such as business startup consulting, personal credit repair, business credit and funding strategy, financial strategy and structuring, operations and compliance and consulting, strategic mentorship, bookkeeping services, and wealth protection. Thank you so much, Ashley, for becoming a sponsor. We truly appreciate you and look forward to talking about your brand more and more. Let's see, the next sponsor is Bling with Shell. Last but never least, actually, no, we got three more sponsors. What am I talking about? But Bling with Shell. So Bling with Shell is a jewelry provider, and she is nationwide. Shelly has more than one business list in the directory. She is also known as a delegated bling professional. So thank you so much, Shelly, for your donations, your support, and just your positive energy and spirit. One thing that I love about Bling with Shell is that if you tell her your style, she will make sure to get you items that she knows you're going to love. I'll let you guys look at Bling with Shell for a little bit longer, and I'm going to check my Instagram fam to make sure that we are live and rolling so that they can join in on the fun, because we know we love our Instagram fam. And I told you guys I was going to do my best about checking the Instagram side of things while we're going live. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So now that we have shared, let's see. Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining. I just got done talking about you. So now we have, let's go to our next sponsor. Next sponsor, we got three more. So I'm going to start with the one that's not here, and then I'll end with the sponsor that's actually on the live tonight. So JC Fashion finds boutique, a style that fits your everyday and your standout moments. So this is another sponsor. They provide a stylish apparel and accessories for women. The QR code is attached. You can screenshot this post and use the QR code to go visit their website. Now, last but never least, we have two sponsors that are connected together. The first one is MJ's Tees and CustomDesigns.com. So you can call or text 229-234-2741 for business swag apparel, custom apparel, and seasonal apparel. They're a verified business-to-business brand listed in our directory, meaning that they provide products for businesses, small businesses, new business owners, corporations. If you're looking for uniform, if you're looking for branding, team bonding, special occasions, family reunion, team reunion, anything like that, you can order that from MJ's Tees and Custom Designs. Now, we will have a business-to-business page open soon, and her business swag solutions will be available on that page. So now, for all of you professionals that have been asking me in our many communities and chats, where to go for printing, where to go for design, digital products, websites. You won't have to worry about any of that because it's all going to be on the homepage of our website. Well, not the homepage, but the business to business page. And MJ's Tees and CustomDesigns.com will be a part of that mission with helping you. She just recently provided a service for another member in our directory, Compassionate Souls LLC. And I got to see it up front and it was super cute. And she had a design on the sleeve. So you can request custom work if you're looking for something that's outside of the business swag. And you can also sign up for a startup fee so she can take care of you, get your design going, and start the printing. All right. So next we have travelwithmj.net. So we do all the heavy lifting so you can travel light. If you are someone that likes to have a good time, go out, you don't want to be stressed, you don't want to do any of that hard work, she's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. She's going to make sure she plans, preps your trips. She's going to make sure if you have any questions along the way of your trip, she's going to answer all of them for you. If something's going on with the hotel room and you need some assistance, she will be the one to be the middleman for you, which we all love that because who has gone on a trip where something, needed to be changed and you have to sit at the hotel desk and answer questions and go back and forth. And it's just really nice when you have that person who is willing to be that middleman that knows what they're doing and what they're talking about and has your best interest at heart. So travelwithmj.net is where you can go to receive that, but you can also just book through the self-service portal if you want to do it that way as well. All right. So now that we've done that, let's see. Please tap the thumbs up on the live. Thank you. Okay. Thumbs up. Are you talking about me or are you talking about the people in the comments? Please let me know, Charlie. Or are you talking about a live that you're doing? Let me know. Either way, we know we're happy to support. Okay, so next, let's see. We got all of our sponsors. Oh, no. We do have 2 other sponsors. We have Deidre. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support and look forward to promoting you soon. And we have Rebecca. So Rebecca, let me see if I can find, I'll keep our current sponsor up for anybody that wants to check that out while I see if I can pull up Rebecca's information. Let's see, hold on. I might pull it up on my phone while we're on the show. Let's do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring on our next interviewee. And as I pull up Rebecca's information, I'll make sure to give y'all her website, where you can contact her based off of what she has instructed so she can assist, because I'm looking forward to learning about her actually. And I'm curious to know what industry she's based out of. So that's what we're going to find out tonight, real time. And let's see, Rebecca. Yeah, it has been a crazy week, guys. So I want to make sure I get our last couple of sponsors up so you guys can learn all about them. But we will have them ready to go. And I'll be doing a live tomorrow, probably this evening as well. So I'll make sure to shout out all of our sponsors, including the ones that, if we already have your information, I'll make sure to shoot you a thank you as well. Let's see. Heartstrings Collective. Okay, so this brand is Heartstrings Collective. The website, the email, if you need to reach them, is team@heartstringscollective.incorp, as an INCORP.org. Heartstrings Collective, an open arms approach to empowering artists. Heartstrings Collective was created with a simple belief: musicians, songwriters, artists, and other creatives deserve a space where they are welcome, supported, and empowered to grow. Too often, talented artists face barriers to opportunities because of their lack of creativity, not because of lack of creativity or dedication, but because they lack access to networks, mentorship, resources. Heartstring Collective exists to meet artists where they are with the open door opportunity. At its core, Heartstrings Collective is an open arms organization. We believe that creativity thrives in environments where people often feel unsupported, seen, and valued. Our mission is to create environment by providing artists with access to mentorship, education, professional development, community connections that help them build sustainable creative careers. The arts have empowered us. The arts have the power to inspire, challenge, and connect communities. Yet many artists, particularly those from underrepresented backgrounds, must navigate complex systems without the guidance and support needed to succeed. Heartstrings Collective works to change this by building pathways that welcome artists into supportive ecosystem where knowledge, opportunity, and resources are shared. Through programs that focus on mentorship, skill development, financial literacy, and community building, Heartstring Collective creates a space for artists to develop not only as creators but also as leaders and entrepreneurs. Our goal is not to help artists our goal is to help artists build long-term sustainable careers while strengthening the cultural fabric of the communities that they serve. Philanthropy plays a critical role in making this work possible. Support from donors allows Heartstrings Collective to keep the doors open and its arms extended to artists seeking opportunity, connection, and support. Every investment helps expand access to empower artists to move forward on their creative journeys. When we open our arms to artists, we strengthen the creative and future communities by supporting Heartstrings Collective. Donors are helping build a more inclusive, supportive, and vibrant cultural landscape where artists from all backgrounds can belong, create, and thrive. That is such a beautiful mission. And actually, I need to go ahead and make sure that she knows that we talked about her mission today because that is awesome. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Charlie. She's like, I'm talking about the viewers of the live, not you. Silly me. But that is a beautiful mission, and Rebecca is one of our sponsors. So I'm going to make sure I let her know. I'm going to tell her live, guys. So this is real time. This is real time stuff, guys. Let me go ahead and share this live just in case she wants to come on and talk with us and be a part of the conversation. And then we're going to go ahead and get straight into our interview this evening. Oh, I didn't even ask. How is everybody doing this evening? How are we doing? And how's our Instagram fam doing? Hope y'all are doing good too. Okay. Hello, Rebecca. Thank you so much for being a sponsor. I appreciate you dearly. I don't have your flyer up yet. We'll have your flyer up tomorrow because I'm streaming another show. And we're live right now if you want to come on and talk about your mission with the audience. I've already shared the information that you emailed us. With love and appreciation, Katan. I sent a heart emoji. All right. Well, if she joins us tonight, she joins us. If she doesn't, that's okay. We'll still have a chance to talk about all of our sponsors in depth tomorrow. But in the meantime, I look forward to us interviewing the next professional on this live. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on our interviewee this evening. And if anyone wants to drop the state that you're watching from and the products or services that you provide, feel free to do so. Hello.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thursday. I feel like I've been saying that all day to people, but it's nice to receive it.
Yes. Sometimes we gotta pay for it and give it back. That's all.
Yeah. You know, I'm taking a breath. I'm receiving it. This is my first time just breathing. I've been going all day.
I understand. I understand.
Okay, so MJ, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, pleasure as always. So today I'm excited to hear what your topic is. But before you get into the topic that you want to discuss this evening, please feel free to share with us. Introduce yourself for anyone that does not already know you.
All right. So good evening, everybody. My name is Miriam Jackson. I am. Where do I start with this one? As noted already, I have multiple businesses listed in the directory. Outside of business, we're just going to say that outside of business, I am a college English professor by weekday, food service worker by weekend.
Is that sound bothering you? Is it okay, or can you hear something in the background?
I can hear, but it's not bothering me.
Okay. You think it'll be distracting for people that are listening? Because I can't tell. I don't have my other audio.
I think it'll be okay.
Okay. Just checking.
Look,
so it's just me.
You're satellite today. You're in a different location.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you're satellite today.
Proceed. I apologize. Go ahead.
You're fine. College English professor by weekday, food service worker by weekend, and tired in between all of that. Just flat out tired in between all that. But I do enjoy, the time that I am able to get to myself. I am big on making sure that I have my rest and my sleep and my peace. Those three things are non-negotiable for me. And it took me a while to get there, especially with the peace component, because, and this is something I'm going to talk about, I've allowed people to interrupt my peace way too many times than I would like to say. And when you get older, no matter how old you are, you can be young and still get older and get to the point where peace is mandatory, not optional. So when you get to that point where peace is mandatory and not optional, a lot of things change for you. A lot of things change for you. You move differently, you interact differently, you find friends differently. You you scout friends differently, you scout associates differently. You look at people a lot more critically than you would when peace was not mandatory for you. So for those who, and that's not even the message of the night, for those
Wait.
who
But before we
need,
move to that, we need to unpack because I had a question when you said that.
mm,
You said that you had allowed people to affect your peace a lot more than what you wanted to. I want to
yes,
rewind. So
yes,
go a little deeper into that. What do you mean by that? What did that look like for you?
I'm a person that kind of moves off of energy, and when I feel that energy is not right, instead of turning around and walking away like I know I should have, I didn't. And I allowed for whatever negative energy was in the room to consume me, to the point where I wasn't looking at, I was looking more like that person in terms of energy than looking like myself.
That is so relatable, especially the part about, once I realized that there was a negative energy here, I should have just stopped in my traces and did a whole look. I can't do the spin all the way. Let me try a whole U turn. But
There you go.
instead,
Close
I
enough. Close enough to
continued.
that
I know,
360.
right? Close enough. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But,
Hey, look, as long as you got
instead,
a 180, you're fine.
yeah. 180 is good enough. As long as we're leaving anyways. I guess
We're
360 would mean that we're coming back. So
yeah,
180 is
we're
correct.
not circling back. We're
Yeah.
not circling back.
But no, there were so many times where I felt that way. Like I definitely hear exactly what you're saying. And then there's another aspect of it where sometimes I didn't realize that it was negative energy that I was receiving. But once I realized it is the moment for me to say, okay, that's what this is. Now I have a finger on it, and I'm going to go ahead and release myself from this space, this environment, this conversation, whatever this is, because I see that this energy or this intention is not positive. And so
Right.
I've even made that mistake of not being sure what it is, jumping into something or not even jumping in, but being a part of something and then realizing that the energy is shifting or that the energy was never intentionally positive to begin with. But then once I
Right.
realize it, instead of saying, oh, that's what this is, time for me to leave, I'm still trying to walk through or work through or sit in that. When in reality, I could have left like 30, 20, well, not 30, that's a long time. Maybe it's a good 20 minutes ago, I could have already been out of this room. So that is like, so relatable. And then there was a second thing you said that I wanted to unpack, but I couldn't remember. It was after you said that sometimes you let people affect your peace a little bit more than you should have. There was
Mhm.
another statement that you made that I was like,
Ooh,
right
see,
on.
we'll have to come back to that. We'll table
Right?
that.
I'm gonna have to replay the video just so we can get
Yeah,
to
we'll
another
come
chapter.
back to that portion of the conversation.
Yeah.
But when you are a person that moves off energy, it makes a difference who you are around. It makes a big difference because, and then you just have people. You have some people whose daily goal is to cause disruption. Just daily goal. They have one job, and that is to cause disruption. And people like me who feed off of and work off of energy have to make sure that we are protecting that good energy and not allowing that negative energy, that 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 what's the word I'm looking for? That chaos. That's the word I'm looking for. That chaos to come in and disturb you. It's important.
Man, and then another thing too, people always underestimate, just because they may feel like they're not someone that moves off the energy, they underestimate the reality that you might not be someone that quote unquote moves off energy or senses it, but it does affect you. Because
It
if you're
does.
sitting in areas that are negative and gloomy and dreary, and people are always saying negative things, and you're always hearing something negative, subconsciously you will be affected, because that's how our
Mhm.
brains work. So it might not affect you now, but down the long run, you might start to find yourself doing or saying things that you didn't do or say or think because you placed yourself in that environment. That's why
Right.
people always say whoever you're around is who you're going to become, because you
Hmm.
could be a strong individual, but what you put yourself in front of is going to be a part of what builds your brain and your mind and your mental. So I'm definitely with you when it comes to that, because if you are around people that are not positive or proactive or challenge you to grow or elevate, you might be in a situation where you really think that where you're at and how you're conducting things is normal and okay. Because
Right.
there's no one around you to tell you, hey, like, let's grow, let's do this, you can do more, or feeding you positive inspiration. That's like a huge thing, whether you move off of energy or you don't. Like, we got to pay attention to our surroundings,
Hmm.
because it could be the difference between success and permanent failure, because no failure is permanent unless you decide to make it.
Right.
It could be the
Right.
difference between life and not having life, the places and the spaces you put yourself in. So yeah, I definitely.
It's important, and once you start getting to the place where you acknowledge it, that's when you have to move. You have to move. You absolutely just have to move, because if you don't, it's going to consume you. Whether as much as you might say, I have a sword and I have a shield, eventually it's going to get in. So you have to make sure that you are moving around that, and you have to move around it quickly, because negative energy travels a whole lot faster than positive energy. It is just, it is science, it is facts, it is all of that. It's all of it. Just all.
Very true. You are correct. No lies told. You don't realize how it affects you until you look up and then you realize you're exactly what you were complaining about a
Uh
couple
huh.
years ago. So
Hmm.
it's in every asset of our lives, or every aspect of our lives. There was something you said that, again, like, you just dropping some gems, some
Listen, I
topics
got to
to
be a little bit more mindful of what I am saying, because Jesus,
Okay, look, I mean, but it's
I
great.
just
It's
be
great
talking.
dialogue. It's a great conversation. I don't think a lot of people really sit and we don't reflect on it enough. And that's another thing that I was going to add on to what you said. Sometimes we have to give ourselves grace and accept, like, okay, I didn't see that that's what this was, but now I see what that looks like, and I know what that feeling looks like. So as soon as
Hmm.
I recognize that in someone else or something else, I'm going to leave. I had a moment like that where, and I talked to you about this behind the scenes already, but it was a moment where I could sense that an attention that someone was bringing to me was not pure. It wasn't positive intention.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of me leaving and saying, okay, clearly there's nothing positive coming from this, I think that it's probably best that we just go ahead and end right here. I continued on, when in reality, the best thing to do would have been to leave that place, because the intentions were not positive to begin with. And the
Right.
way, the delivery, the way of going about the conversation also was not positive to begin with. So that was a
Hmm.
clear message for me. But in the moment, I was busy, I had things going on, we have consultations, I'm not really receiving and processing that information. So by the time I processed it, I was irritated at myself that I even wasted the time on it. But then
Hmm.
I had to tell myself, now you see it. And that's what you have to tell yourself when you're putting yourself, or not putting yourself, but when you're coming across learning opportunities, or you're in a negative situation that maybe you didn't realize there's a way to get out of there, or you should have gotten out faster. Now you see it. So the next time I see that and I recognize that same behavior, that same attitude, that same intention, I automatically know my peace is priority. I'm not even going to dive into it. I'm walking away. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So
Right.
that was a learning opportunity for me, because it's funny, like you said, you can never learn too much. There's always an area for growth. And I have worked with a lot of people. I have sensed a lot of negativity in people, right?
Mm.
But and I've gotten better at trusting myself. But this was an opportunity where I sensed it somewhat, but I didn't trust my instincts fast enough. And so for the future times that I'm dealing with situations like this, I will trust my instincts faster. That is what I learned. And when I see it, I see it. It's time to get out of here because my
Yeah.
peace is priority. And a lot of times when people see you doing great things and you're positive and you're uplifting and you're hungry and you're driven, they have this urge to want to stir up disruptiveness within you. They want to, if you're not giving them all of the attention, it's a problem because in
Mm-hmm.
reality, someone told them that they couldn't succeed. Someone made them feel disheartened. And so, in order to feel validated, they do and say things to get you to feel like you need to be working for their validation or you need to be working for their approval. And so, when people start doing things that are negative or you're in a space where it's disruptive, it's best to understand that this is because it's something internal and it has nothing to do with you and to go ahead and exit. So, that's just a message, for anyone that needs to hear that message. I don't know what you might be going through in your life, but that's something that I learned for myself. As soon as I see it, I need to exit because I
Listen,
saw it.
somebody
I,
needed that message tonight. Somebody
yeah,
needed it.
I
But
saw it. I
also,
didn't trust myself enough, but I
right,
knew it from the beginning because the first couple of words I said to myself, is this about to be some mess? That's what I asked myself. And then once we got into it, I said, this is about to be some mess. And so
mm,
when I got there, that's where I should have said, okay, have a great evening, and got on up out of
right,
there. But
right.
instead, what did I do? Sit, like you said, without the realization that I don't have to be here. I'm
Hmm.
out of here.
And one more thing before we move on from this.
Hey, Leslie.
This is more than just in your personal life,
Yeah.
your business life, your business energy. Your business energy is just as important as your personal energy. Because
Yep.
if you're allowing those people with those negative energies come in and shop your business, you got to be careful. You
Yep.
got to be careful
All
because
money
you're
is
going to
not good
find
money.
it's not. It never has been, never will be.
Yep.
Okay? It's okay. I'm speaking to the business owner now who might be new in business and think, oh, I got to take on this client because I need the income. I need to show that the world that I can do X, Y, Z. Not everybody's money. And this is me with my clicker, with my pointer right now. Not everybody's money is worth the stress, the headaches, the time that you are using and spending up, giving them additional time. It's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
not worth it. I would get on here and say that every week. Not everybody's money is good, and sometimes these people, some of those customers, some of their money comes with what's the word? Strings attached.
Baggage. Baggage. Stress.
Baggage, strings attached.
Disruptiveness. Gloominess. Clouds. Tiredness. Sadness. Dreariness. Messiness.
All right, all right,
Pettiness.
all right, all right, ma'am,
Oh. Oh.
ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. We get it. We got you. We got you, Gary. We got you, ma'am,
All
ma'am,
right.
ma'am.
Listen,
Because you was falling into that
Professor,
second place, ma'am. I need you to come
I
back.
was trying to give the proper synonyms.
Listen. It was given Pennywise. No, given Pennywise. No.
I can't. Listen, no, it's true. It's true. Like your tribe is your tribe. What you're looking for in a client, and even if you don't see it yet, you've got to know that there's people out there who appreciate you for what you do. You got to know
Mm-hmm.
that. And you can't allow one interaction to determine that means that there's not someone out there that is ready for what you have to give and is excited and ready to go. So,
Mm-hmm.
I really do feel you when you say that. Like all money, like I said, all money is not good money. We have to pay attention to the energy because that energy transfers into our business. If you're trying to do things with people and it doesn't make sense, you'll be stressing and straining yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be true to ourselves, because when we're true to ourselves, our true clients will get the best version of us, and that's what they love. That's what they're here for. So yeah. Sorry, y'all. I went out on a little tangent.
Listen.
It's
And
been a long week.
I said Pennywise. I meant poltergeist. That's what I meant. Giving poltergeist.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch this replay. Listen. It's been a long week, and
listen. That one clip right there, just this.
Man, okay.
You're gonna have to watch the whole show for. You're gonna have to watch the whole show for context, people.
Okay, please watch the whole show, because that one little clip, they're gonna be like,
what is going on over there? You're gonna have to watch.
Please, don't
the
be
entire
scared,
show.
Please come back. I promise. I promise it's a safe space. We're just talking about something that really it hits home for me. Both messages that MJ was talking about. The first one of the importance of pulling yourself out of an environment when you realize that it's just not suiting you, or when you know that it's negative. You can sense that leaving, because you can leave. You do not have to stay. And just turning around and moving on, and not spending that energy of talk. Sometimes you don't even have to address certain things. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Sometimes you can just simply realize it's not for you and move on through, and trust yourself when you feel that gut feeling that this is not right, or the energy is off. Because sometimes people try to gaslight you and try to make you think that it's not what it really is, when in reality, it's very much what you see it to be. So, that's what I would say for any area of your life, to keep that in mind. But yeah, what else you got for us, MJ?
Look, I think that's enough before we have too many other clips that people have to watch for context. You have to watch the whole show for context.
Disclaimer, guys. Listen, I am so sorry. I think Kate Pizzle is still in me from that karaoke night. So just give me a couple of days to get out of that freestyle that I did.
Yeah, we're gonna need some time. It's okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I do. I gotta work through
that. I'm weak.
Mixtape coming soon. Y'all can get the mixtape soon.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but let's proceed into your products and your solution. So you're doing MJ's Teas and the Queen's Digital Studio this evening.
The Queen's Digital Studio, yes.
Okay, so can you tell everybody how your business came to be, and then let's get to these products.
So the Queen's Digital Studio, and if I'm being completely honest, if you've heard this before, I'm going to say it again. The Queen's Digital Studio really should have been business number 2. For those who don't know what business number 2 is MJ's Teas and Custom Designs. But it really should have been the Queen's Digital Studio. And the reason why I say that is because I had been working on digital products longer than I had t-shirts. Just to give you a little bit of background on MJ's Teas, MJ's Teas was not supposed to be, MJ's Teas was not supposed to be an independent brand. MJ's Teas was supposed to be a complement to business number 1, which is Travel with MJ. Don't worry, there will be a day where I will sit down and do a whole live on all the businesses and what they do. Stay with me.
Don't worry, stay with us, because we got all of them if you need them later. I got every single one.
Stay with me. So, my t-shirt brand was not supposed to be a brand. It was supposed to be my way to give something back to my clients, so when they're going on their vacations, they would have swag. It wound up becoming its own brand. So it kind of pushed the Queen's Digital Studio back a couple of years in the formation. Originally, the Queen's Digital Studio was named Digitals by Miss MJ. I didn't like the name. I never went in and said this is my business. So we had to sit down and we had to find a name that I was going to like, that represents me, that is still tied to me, but not tied like everything else. You have Travel with MJ, you have MJ's Teas. After a while, it gets to be repetitive. So we had to find something that relates, but is its own identity. And that's where the Queen's Digital Studio came from. Now, the Queen's Digital Studio, it is the digital product store. That is all things digital. So if you're looking for things like which is one of the things I'm going to get into. Done for you products. Um, if you're looking for, custom digital items, we will be working on that. Checklists, word searches, crossword puzzles. I don't do crossword puzzles myself. I'm team word search, but hey, um, I am. I love me a good word search. What else?
What about
Coloring
Sudoku
pages.
or Sudoku? I know how to say it, but you gonna do those too?
Yeah, we're gonna be working on some of those. We're gonna be
Okay.
working on some of those. But just things like that are digital that you don't have to print out, but you can print out some of it. Um, and it's just I think a lot of people don't really understand what digital products is very, very broad. There's so much that can be covered under digital products. Websites are digital products. Um, Link in bio pages, digital products. What else? Um, Flyers, digital products. There's so much.
Audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Digital notebooks, digital coloring books, digital activity books. And I'm using the word digital in front of it to intentionally show that there's a lot that can be done within the digital product space. But we're working to kind of become the social media management type of situation. Now we will have other products. We're not going to stop doing other products solely for social media management. But that social media management is really where I'm focused on right now, because raise your hand if you're a business owner and don't feel like thinking about designing and posting your own engagement posts. Don't worry, I'll wait. Raise your hand if you are a business owner who is also a mom or a sister or a friend who wants to be able to, explore and be in the moment with people without having to figure out or think about what you're going to post that day because it's already done. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay. What I'm saying here is there is a need for somebody to do the heavy work for you. Now, is it really heavy? It can be. If you're thinking for 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 other people, it can be heavy. Okay. And if you are a social media manager or if you are a person who has multiple businesses, you have to think about it times 2, times 3, times 4. And then you still have to be active on your own personal Facebook page or social media page, because if you're not active on your own personal page, you lose out on, for those of us who are monetization. So it's one of those things. It's starting to become important. Raise your hand if you ever thought about, just taking a break from Facebook, but you can't because you need to figure out who's going to be taking care of your Facebook page. Don't worry, I'll wait. Uh-oh, can't hear you.
Sorry, my bad. So, look, it's a long night. So,
It is.
The thing that people don't understand is that when it comes to social media, oftentimes they will tell you should be on every platform, right? So they teach you,
Ooh,
oh, you want to have a Threads, you want to have a TikTok, you got to have a
red
Facebook, you got
flag.
to have a LinkedIn. They try to spread you out, but the
Red
reality is
flag.
that, okay, the
Red
reality
flag.
is that get out with you. You
Red
want to
flag.
have 1 to 2 platforms that you really like hone in on and focus on those. So whatever your platforms are going to be, you should be there all the time, every day. And you start off with just one and you make that one your focus. Then you add another one as you process and kind of get past the first one. So like for me, Facebook was my platform all the time, all day at one point in time, and there was no other platform I was really focused on. I know everybody who's a constant viewer remembers or knows that because we have so many Facebook communities. Then we had the issue with my Facebook business page that I'm still trying to resolve through. So I had to transition to YouTube because I needed my viewers to be able to comment and engage and just have a good time without having issues with comments and stuff where I could view it.
Right.
So we came
Right.
to YouTube. In the process of coming to YouTube, I realized how successful you can be if you just stay consistent and keep posting your content. But the point I'm making here is you can get these engagement posts from, any provider like the Queen's Digital Studio and have this already prepared and scheduled so that you can really push out that content. Because like we were talking about before this live, if you're not putting out enough, they're not going to see you. Sometimes it's not, is my products enough? It's, am I showing off my products enough?
Mm-hmm.
Do they know I'm here? And so,
there is a recent line that I just developed, and I need to put this on the t-shirt. I already have it written down. If you are invisible, you are broke. Period.
Well,
if you are
happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to everybody. Drops Mike, good night. If you are invisible, you are broke. What do I mean by that, MJ? What do you mean by that? I'm glad you asked. This is a world in technology where you can be forgotten in the next 2.5 seconds. If you're not doing what you need to do to keep your visibility. Now, we're not talking about rage baiting. We're not talking about going viral. We're not. We're not talking about rage bait. We're not talking about clickbait. We're not talking about all those other things that might bring you negative attention. You're just trying to show up on the algorithm every day. It's almost like you're just going to work. Okay. Some people love what they do and they're excited to get up and go to work. Some people just get up because it's a job and it pays them. Which one are you when it comes to Facebook and social media? Which one are you? Okay. If you are invisible on these social media platforms, I can assure you, you are broke. I can. Now, you might have, and I'm not saying broke in the terms of you have no money, because you might have a 9 to 5, you might have a 5 to 9, but in your business life, if you are invisible on social media, where social media has become very important in everybody's life, you are broke. You're broke.
What you just touched on is important for entrepreneurs out there that are trying to find the balance when it comes to their brand. It's important to understand that these posts that you're creating, these email newsletters, any notification that you're sending, it is about monetization, but it's also not just about that. You are creating a digital footprint for your audience. So if you do not create a digital footprint, no one knows you were there. And so that's why I'm always stressing what she's talking about as far as visibility is like, if you're not putting yourself out there, how are people supposed to go shop? And then keep in mind that we're fighting for mind share in a marketing game. And for anyone that doesn't already know what that is, mind share is like, okay, let's say there's two grocery stores in the same neighborhood. There's a Walmart and there's a Target. Walmart is posting ads every single day. Target is posting ads every single hour of the day. So they're competing for the consumer's mind share, meaning they are competing to be in the consumer's head. So if Walmart is only posting once a day, but Target is posting 25 times a day, that consumer is most likely going to remember Target. So when it comes time for them to get groceries and they're like, oh, I need to get groceries, guess what sales and promos and discounts and products and services they're thinking about? Targets. Guess whose rewards program they're thinking about joining or going to check? Targets. And guess whose benefits they're going to automatically know off the top of their head? Targets. And so it's the same concept with your small business. If you are promoting and you're only making one post on social media once a month, then whoever your competitors are, which can be big and small competitors, if they are constantly reminding people, hey, buy my shirts here, buy my clothes here, they're going to remember to go there. So it's not always it's not even about competing with your competitors in a sense of my products are better or my service is better. It's literally about reminding your customers that you are there, because we have so much going on in our day that it's that easy for us to forget. And how consistent the business owners are in our directory. For example, MJ, I'll never forget when I need to get my services and stuff. Like, I already knew I was going to get a sweatshirt. I got my shopping list already written out, because even though I see MJ on this show a lot, she's always promoting her stuff. She has a travel newsletter. Like, it's always in the forefront of my mind. I'm thinking about planning stuff for Boss Babe Blog. I know we have travel professionals in our directory, but MJ I was like, oh, MJ does X, Y, and Z. When they need this service, send her there. You never forget because people are so consistent and we can't be everywhere at once. And that's where the Queen's Digital Studio comes into play. So brand digital brand.
Absolutely. Now I know and I know and I know and I know. A lot of us business owners are dead tired of being on social media. They want to be able to take a break. They want to be able to survive outside of this device here that ring dings and sings. They want to. Okay. But they cannot because they have now built a digital footprint. They have now built a social media network and platform that they have to show up. They have to. Now, like I said, we're focusing in on the social media aspect because it's one of those things that as business owners, if you're invisible, you're broke. But you can't go and take off, for 2 or 3 weeks at a time off a digital detox. We love digital detoxes. Don't get me wrong. We love them. Okay. However,
I'm so
that
tired.
digital detox is going to have you broke.
Digital detox is crazy.
Listen.
It's crazy.
We need digital detoxes. We need to put this phone away or put the phone on do not disturb. Let it become a nice paperweight for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
While the rest of the world does what it wants to do. We have to, because social media can get to be too much for folks. You have the cyberbullying, you have the
realistic expectations of
the unrealistic expectations, the unrealistic thought of availability. We're gonna talk about that later.
Gratification,
right? Like the digital. It's something that we have to do. We have to be able to step away. However, we would not want you to step away and come back to negative 400% in your analytics. We wouldn't want you to come back to negative 20 followers because people have unfollowed you because you went ghost. So the solution here is, and this is one that I'm very proud of and we're working on, and once we get everything up, we will be back to announce its live arrival. But we are working on a social media vault where you will be able to go in. Yes, I'm excited. Thank you. Where you'll be able to go in and you'll be able to choose whatever post you want. We're going to have multiple different types of engagement posts. So if you are a person who likes the this or that engagement, for example, peanut butter and jelly sandwich or ham and cheese sandwich, something as simple as that. Or if you are a person who likes the word games. Now, I'm an English teacher, so I like word games. Give me words that you can spell out of this one word. There's so many different ways to engage that doesn't require a whole lot of thought, but also can be done and batched up really quickly to where you can continue to mentally clear your head out and be visible on social media. And the word is visible, not viral.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the word is visible. Now, if one of these posts decide to go viral, just based on the the spread of it, if you're sharing it to 11 different groups and all that, great. But my goal is not for you to go viral. My goal in setting up this vault is to make sure that you remain visible. That's my goal. I'm not looking to go viral. I have a whole full-time job. A lot of times going viral does not mean a good thing. So I'm not looking to, I'm not looking to exploit anybody. Excuse me. I'm not looking to explore anybody to go viral. I'm just simply looking to assist those who don't want to think about it, don't want to design it, and then turn around and post it. If I can take care of 2 of those 3 aspects, well, all you have to do is post it.
You make a point, MJ, and I think another thing people don't realize is that even if you're going viral for a positive thing, because there can be a lot of positivity that comes from having all that exposure, right? You
Yeah.
have to start off with visibility, and that's where people miss the board, and that's where sometimes small business owners get discouraged and they beat themselves up before they even try, because they'll say things like, well, nobody's looking at my post or nobody's liking my video, so I'm just not going to post anymore. But the reality is that a lot of these people who go viral, a lot of them, if you go and look at their content before the viral video, you will see that they have been posting for months and years and years, and some of them even decades. They've been posting for a long time. They've been on this social media platform at this like a full-time job nearly all of their adult life. And this viral moment was just a moment that led up to that. So we look at that viral and we think, oh, I got to get there. And if I'm not viral right now, then that means that I'm not where I'm supposed to be and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. No, that just means that you're not there yet. So, you know, and hello, Sharika. Thanks for joining. Happy Thursday. You got a question?
I don't want to be, we'll get to that in a second. Okay. I don't want to be viral. I don't. Now, if it just so happens that one of my posts just goes viral based on the simplicity of it, great. But again, my intention with this is not for viral. It's for visibility.
Yeah. And I want to go viral for my mixtape.
Huh?
My mixtape. My freestyle. I want to go viral for it. They're sleeping on me, MJ.
They are sleeping on you, but I'm not doing this with you.
You got two questions. First question, is there a monthly cost? Second question, is there a limited number of platforms that you would do? So like, is this for all platforms in the vault, or will you have like different platforms, or only one platform, which is like Facebook?
That second question is a really good one. So the first question, so the vault has not become it's not live yet. We're in the process of getting everything approved and making sure that we're able to stand up. But yes, there is a monthly cost to the vault, and it's going to vary on how much access you are trying to get. If you are just looking for, hey, I just need the posts, I don't want to think about it, I just need the work done for me, then you'll just want to access the vault, which is going to be $10 a month.
Okay.
If you want the access to the vault plus access to me, meaning you might have questions, or you might want something outside of what's already in the vault, maybe something a little bit more tailored and more designed towards a brand, then you might want to go up to the Vault Access plus access to MJ. We'll be changing the name of those in a minute. But for right now, that one is going to be $20 a month. But again, I will highly recommend, if you are wanting to learn when that is going to be and when that will be launched, I would highly suggest that you subscribe to the Digital Tribe, which is the Queen's Digital Studios email list. Okay. Now, is there a limited number of platforms that you would do? When I started on this project, I started on for Facebook. However, I have made some done for you reels. If you've paid attention to my personal page, I have done reels for like my affirmation reels. So reels might be something that might, span across Instagram, possibly TikTok. I know Facebook reels. So we are open to it, but at the moment it's going to be just posting and maybe reels.
I'm dropping her website in the comments for anyone that might want to go and subscribe so that you can get the first notification when she drops this vault. And I did have another question, MJ. Will you ever consider I don't know if this is going to be in the vault or just a service, but if a person wanted you to create engagement posts, but they are personalized to like their brand colors, is that something that you're open to, or a service that you might be providing in the future?
Yes.
Okay.
We do want to eventually start doing it specifically to business owners. And you might see some engagement or some affirmations in the vault specific to a particular industry. Case in point, I know I have made some engagement posts specific to travel. And I have also made some affirmations specific to the financial industry. So if let's just say Leslie Speaks, hey girl, how you doing out there? If Leslie Speaks decided, hey, I would love the social media post or the reels, but the post, but I want them tailored more to Leslie Speaks. We can definitely do that. And make sure that the message that we are portraying is clear, that you are wanting to, do like this different like if you're talking about, different products, like I know Leslie Speaks has the financial needs assessment. So if there was something she wanted to do towards that, we can do that. But we're open to that.
Okay. Okay, good to know. So what is your topic of the night did you have another service that you wanted to discuss before you move into your topic?
Actually, I do want to talk about the freebies. So while you're subscribing to the Digital Tribe, go shop the freebies over there at the Queen's Digital Studio. At the moment, there are 5 freebies up on the website, which includes a savings template, a word search, link in bio pages. If you are, somebody who might need a link in bio page, just go check us out over there at the Queen's Digital Studio. And that is all I have in terms of services. Now, that message of the night, if this don't apply to you,
hi Nicole, thanks for joining.
Touch nose. Okay, touch nose. As the old folks would say, touch nose. Okay. This one is very important to me as a professor and as a human. If I give you a particular way for you to contact me, respect that way. Respect it. Respect it. Okay. Now, does that mean that the person has the right to ghost you? No. There might be other factors that I don't know about. But don't try and go around me and play circular argument over whatever. Okay. And respect my availability. Respect my availability. Okay? Respect it. If my office hours, and I'm using this related to actual school, but I'm going to come back to it, it relates to business too. If my office hours are from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., Monday and Wednesday, and I say, which one of those 2 days work for you? And you respond back and say Tuesday, I got a problem. If somebody says, hey, I'm available Monday through Thursday at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time to 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, which time works for you? And you respond back and say Friday at midnight, no. I don't know anybody CEO who responds to messages at midnight.
He said no.
No.
I
don't know anybody CEO, big or small, who responds to messages at midnight.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. Now look, let me tell you what's not going to happen. You're not going to find me responding to anybody's messages at midnight. If I'm responding to messages at midnight, I'm on Delulu Island. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm on Delulu Island. Maybe in my brain I responded to you. But if I actually respond to you at midnight, please hope that I've had some sleep somewhere in between that day, because the message is not going to be coherent. It's not. But I know that about me. Please don't try and message me from 17 different platforms, 3 different Facebook pages, somebody's mama's Instagram page, somebody's grandmama's LinkedIn page, hoping that you're going to get a response from me, and you outside of business hours.
Did you just say somebody's grandma's LinkedIn
Grandmama's LinkedIn page. Matter of fact, I'm going to go even further back. I'm going to go even further back.
I just can't be serious with
Don't be using your grandmama's MySpace page or Black Planet page If you know, to message me.
Oh, listen. This is a real topic though, and what the message that she's sharing, even though she's talking about business, it goes past business. It is in all areas of your life. There's boundaries that you have to create for yourself, not because you don't like a person, not because you don't want to talk to a person, not because you're not excited about something, but simply because you are one person.
Right.
And because you are one person, you cannot wear yourself down. You have to know how to have that pause. So there's times when people will want you to be, I was just talking about this, accessible all the time. That is not realistic for anyone in business. I don't care what a person tells you, it's not realistic to be accessible all the time. We are humans. You need to rest. You need to work out. You need to get fitness. You need to take care of yourself. You need to socialize. You are not supposed to be accessible to another human all the time. That's not how that works. Maybe if you were a mother, and even then, you still need to take a breath, just breathe. You know what I mean? We're supposed to have support as mothers. Everybody does not, but we are supposed to have support as mothers. I'm not saying we're like I'm a mother, because I'm definitely not. The only baby I got is Boss Baby Blog. But y'all get what I'm saying.
That's a baby. Business baby. Business.
It's a
I'm
baby.
a business mama myself.
Yes. So it's a business baby. The other ones are babies as well, but Boss Baby Blog is the babiest of all of them. So at the end of the day, we are supposed to have times to take a break and step away, but social media has confused us on how instant we should be receiving gratification, or how instant we should be getting access to a person. It's not realistic. So if you're expecting a person to just be accessible to you all the time, it's like you're creating an unrealistic expectation, because you can't even do that yourself. And if you can, you're going to be setting yourself up for burnout. If you are a business owner and you're trying to learn how to scale your business, I'm going to tell you right now, the first way is creating a schedule, having structure, and being intentional about how you use your time. I have so many professionals that I love, value, appreciate, collaborate with, and we are intentional about our time. We set dates to sit down and work through and plan stuff together. There is no, I'm not sending them a message at 3 a.m. in the morning and expecting, you better get back to me right now. Or, if I send them a message one time, unless it's something that's urgent, and even if it's urgent, I still have to wait for them to respond. I'm not about to go call you, text you, email you. Just send the message and then wait for your response. That's just people do that in friendship too, though, MJ. Because I didn't have friendships where a person or someone that I was dating, and they wanted a response faster than what they were receiving. So they kept sending messages. And then had the audacity to go and call me from another phone line.
Thinking that's going to make me answer any faster.
I listen. I said, hello. And this person going to say, yeah, it's me. I said, who is me? It's me. Okay, click. Why are you calling me at this time? Oh, click. You just weren't answering your text messages, so I did. I hung up that phone. I hung up that phone, and I sent a text message, and I said, don't ever do that to me again.
Click and block.
Another chance. Ever.
Click and block.
When I'm able to go and assess whatever it is you're needing or talk and stuff, I can do that. But there's a time and a place for everything. And that is not, it's just not it. Be patient. Let's see, we got some comments.
And I'm going to also say this too while we're looking at comments. A lot of us who are serious about, and I'm going to say this one, that are serious about their business has two things. They have a website and they have a contact us form on said website. If somebody told you that the best way to get in contact with them is to use the contact us page on the website that we pay for, okay, that does not mean go and send a message to my personal page, my business page, my group page,
my goodness,
on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on X, on that's not what it means.
You know what it is, MJ? This is what it is. People mistake movement for availability. So you see
people do a lot of mistaking, and I need them to stop.
Yeah, because you make a post and people think that because you're posting, that means you're available. That is not what that means. That's just like you being at a 9-to-5 job and I come outside and say, well, I saw you like the post, so you got to be available. Come on, let's go take a break. No, I'm working. And then on top of me working, the fact that I'm making the post should tell a person that I am the one doing the work. Therefore, I am not going to be free and sitting down and just staring at the wall. But because we see people make a post or schedule a post, because newsflash, it ain't always me. When people schedule posts, they automatically assume, oh, this person's available. So, hey, help me now, call me now, do this now. That's not how it works. That's not realistic. We have systems in place. We have scheduling. And like you said about that website, not only do I pay people for a website, baby, I pay people for event management. I pay people for assistant management.
Listen.
Baby, they are being paid.
Listen.
That's what they're here for.
I pay for multiple websites, okay? Because I have multiple businesses. And those multiple websites have multiple contact us pages.
We gotta go into these comments. Let's see. Nicole said, "Staying on business and boundaries." I love this, MJ.
Thank you.
And she also said, "Listen, I will refund real quick before they can even get the last one."
No. That's the
listen. One thing about Nicole is she not gonna waste no time with whatever it is. Wherever we're at, she's not gonna waste time with it.
I've met Nicole on a virtual platform. There is one thing that you're not going to do with Nicole, and that is play with her. Okay, Nicole stands on business.
But she's so sweet. She's so sweet. That's why it's so
She's
funny.
Loving and awesome, but she stands on business and don't play with her. I love it. It's the Jersey girl. I love it because why are you
so
playing with
sweet?
Me?
She is so kind and she's so loving and empowering and
why are you playing with
uplifting? She'll make you feel so warm and bubbly, and she's all about confidence and stuff. But in the same breath,
baby, Nicole is gonna tell you to find something safe to play with the biggest smile on her face.
No nonsense, and I love that for her.
I love it.
Everybody else who's like that, because at the end of the day, we think that by being direct with people and giving them straightforwardness, they're not going to appreciate it. But in many cases, when you just say what it is and cut past all of the beating around the bush and playing games and the passive aggressiveness, you will be met with a solution if you really want one. I repeat, if you really want one, because there's been many times when I've offered a solution and the person doesn't want the solution, so you're not here for that solution. But when you really want one and you're working with somebody who is just going to give it to you like it is, it's the quickest way. I love when people are like that. I love when they don't waste time. I love when we don't beat around the bush and talk for hours about stuff that you could have just told me in one sentence. I absolutely love that. I love that for her. I love that for me. I love that for our community. I love that for our consultations. The first time I ever spoke with Nicole, she's so direct with me, and she was like, I hope that you understand. Or I was like, I love this. I love this.
It's the northern in us, because and not a lot of times, and Nicole, you can absolutely chime in if you feel like I'm saying something that's not correct. A lot of times, a lot of the people that come from the north are very direct and straightforward. Yes, Black Planet. A lot of people that come from the north area, New Jersey, New York, we're straightforward, and we're going to say what we feel. Sometimes when we feel it, and sometimes not when we feel it, but we're going to say what we feel. And a lot of people are disturbed by that, because, especially here in the South, let me just throw it out there.
Okay, first of all, baby, don't.
They're disturbed. They're disturbed.
Wait a minute.
They are.
Hold on, wait a minute.
They are.
No, but you know what, MJ? I'm going to give you, I'm going to say, to even compliment that statement, we can learn from each other. And I do feel like there's a balance that a lot of people don't get. You got people who will beat around the bush and they will just not tell you and smile in your little face and say, bless your heart. Yeah. And deep down, be ready to just cut you down, but don't want to just be straightforward with you and direct and cut all that extraness that comes with that. And then you have the people who just gonna give it to you straight. And sometimes when they give it to you straight, they're not necessarily thinking about how they're saying it or how it's going to come off or what a person might feel, because that person may not understand or receive it the same as how they're saying it, because we're all from different places. And I feel like we can meet in that middle and find that balance of, I'm not you, you're not me. I respect each other, but let's just get to the chase. Let's not do the whole presentation PowerPoint slide to give you a message that, this is you and this is me. Right. And this is how we got here. And let me tell you the story. Let's not do all that. Let's just get
I don't know about Nicole in this instance right here, what I'm getting ready to say, but I know I have had to do this sometimes. I have had to apologize for the way that I said it, but I meant every single word that came out of my mouth.
I think that's a lot of people, MJ, to be honest. I think that's a lot of people that they
I've had to. I'm sorry that maybe my tone was a little harder than maybe you're expecting from people in this area, but I said what I said.
Because if you're correct and you're sharing information, that's the other thing. We're in a day and age now where people like to get offended about the truth. If what someone is telling you is the truth, I think that it's valid to say, hey, the delivery or, the tone or whatever, I think it's valid because what you think is disrespectful, the next person may not think is disrespectful. That's all around the world. So if we want to treat it the way we want, treat someone the way you want to be treated, you're going to be mindful, hey, we might be different, but doesn't mean that I can't pay attention to what your love language is or how your communication is. So I'm fine with that. But we live in this world where you tell someone the truth, and instead of them saying like, wow, you make a good point, they just go harder. They just double down on being wrong.
They triple down on being wrong and ignorant.
Yeah, but we're doubling down. Instead of saying, you know what, you raise a good point. Or you know what, two things can be true at the same time. We're going to double down on someone.
And we're going to look even more ignorant.
I don't understand. But let me see what she said, not Black Planet page. And then Nicole said just disrespectful. She was talking about when I said that person called me on another phone. After I told them I have to work, I'll be back, I'll come chat with you later, they kept texting me over and over again, and then they ended up calling me on another phone. Now, my friends know me, so my friends understand that I don't care if you call me over and over again because I'm gonna pick up as soon as I'm available. So I'm not offended by it, I'm not irritated. People who don't know me, what they need to understand is that you got to be okay with the fact that I won't be picking up immediately and not be getting upset or trying to find secret ways to reach me if it's not an emergency. Now, my friend calling me on another phone saying, hey, come outside, my leg, I need help. But you call me talking about something, I texted you.
Listen, no. I had a person.
That's a toxic trait, to be honest.
Who thought that calling me 10 times was going to make me answer the phone any faster. Let me explain something to you. Because I paid the phone bill on this, on this.
Oh Lord, I thought you were about to.
I had to catch myself. I'm not even gonna lie. I had to catch myself. It's not my platform because I paid the phone bill on this.
On this joint.
Play with me enough, and I will watch the phone ring.
She said, "Play with me a little."
Watch this ring.
Not even play with me, just play with me a little and I'm watch the phone ring.
I'm gonna watch the phone ring. But back to the original message of the contact us page. If that is the business owner's preferred way of contact, that does not mean try to go around everybody and their great grandmama to get a response. And throwing this out there too, if standard response times is 1 to 5 business days, respect the 1 to 5 business days. Don't be trying to do nothing else because you feel entitled to my time. No. 1 to 5 business days. And if you catch the right Facebook business pages, and if you catch the right personal Facebook pages, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna refer you back to the website.
Just like any business would. I don't, but you know what? That's the thing too. We talk about how people have different expectations for small businesses in the sense of, they're expecting this entitlement, but then I'm also seeing business owners that have that same mindset. And you have to understand that the mindset that you breed is what you're going to attract, even in consumers sometimes. So you want people to just help you, or you want people to answer your messages. That's just not how business works. There's a website for a reason. There's a contact us page. There are multiple people who are needing to be assisted. And we can't just say, well, this person wants help, so forget everybody else who's been in line waiting to be assisted or who has purchased a service. We can't do that.
It's crazy when people try to buck the system because they think that they're entitled. And this is business and professional life.
Yep.
And personal life too. You know, you might have some brothers and sisters who think that they are just the star, the moon, the skies, and you're supposed to respond to them when they say jump. You're supposed to say how high. No,
Oh, we got some good stuff going on here. So wait, we got 4 comments from Nicole and Leslie, and then we got one from Charlie. I'm gonna skip to Charlie's real quick, and we'll come back to Nicole and Leslie. So she said, I like to ask MJ, how does it work when you're on travel and war breaks out and you can't get home?
ooh,
Yeah, and it's crazy because sadly this is a relevant topic
this is
right now.
reality right now.
Yeah.
If you're traveling, and depends on where you're going. Let me throw that out there. So if you're traveling internationally, you want to make sure that you enroll in the proper programs. There is a step program through the United States Embassy. Make sure that you are registered and you are signed up for the United States Embassy. Um, so that way they can work on, if they can get you out of there safely, get you out of there safely. But in the event that you can't move, that's when you're going to have to rely on the government of that country. And unfortunately, which is probably what's going to be my next blog is going to be about, traveling during international conflicts, because right now it's looking
Scary.
real scary, very scary. Um, and we don't know, we're uncertain about what's going to happen. But if you are traveling in a country where war has broken out, or if we're going to just even take it a little bit lighter, even where bad weather has broken out, make sure that you are enrolled in the STEP program through the United States Embassy and proceed from there. That would be the first thing that I would tell you to do. However, if you're working with somebody who knows this information, you will probably be enrolled.
Mm. And that's another great reason why we need to go to professionals when we're doing things, because that's something that a person might not know, and they be traveling for their first time, and then something happens, and you're not,
You know, you're traveling to Iran right now, and because that's right now, that's where the conflict is at the moment.
Mhm.
Um, you're in that country, and then boom, something breaks out. Doesn't necessarily have to be war, but something breaks out. Um, you have to be prepared for anything. Make sure that you have extra credit card. Make sure that you are enrolled in the STEP program. Make sure that the minute that you can get out, and don't be trying to play with the people. Oh, I think I just want to stay 2 more days.
I wish I would. Who? Why? Who would do? You know, there are people. There is that person that's going. Let's
There
just.
are people out there who will say, "I paid $5,000 for my vacation," and please don't be that person that is trying to go to this war zone, quote unquote war zone, and you haven't traveled yet. That's where having
Yeah.
your travel insurance will come into play, because we can
Wow.
cancel. Yeah,
I know people that are stuck in Dubai. Oh my
it's
goodness, that is.
it's rough out. It's rough out there right now, especially with everything that's going on, and we don't know how long it's going to last. Um, we don't know everything about it. We just know that it happened, and boom, it just started. Fortunately for me, and this is a fortunate because this is not something that I've had to deal with as a travel advisor. I've not been in a situation where I've had clients traveling or in a war zone or a fight zone,
Hmm.
and they got stuck. So while I'm grateful that I have not had that experience, definitely making sure. And I don't know if the people that are stuck in Dubai right now worked with a travel advisor, or if they chose to do it themselves, where they may not be privy to the STEP program in the United States Embassy and what happens if things like this happen. Um, it's rough. I'm praying for everybody who's over there in Dubai, because gotta
It's a
pray that you
scary
get
thing.
home.
It's a scary
It's
situation. Your
it's
family's
scary.
out there. You know, you're worried about if you're gonna be able to get home. How long you got to sit in there, and then you're not secure because it's a place away from home. So yeah, I definitely, my heart goes out to them. I hope that they get back home safely, Charlie, and I hope you can
I'm about to
update
say
us. Let us
that
know.
one, And now that we're on that topic of travel and conflict, there were people in Mexico. There was something going on in Mexico just recently. Nothing like not a war, but I think just a conflict in Mexico that was happening. And that's another instance where you would want to make sure that you have taken care of all the things that you need to take care of, enroll in the STEP program, making sure that, especially if you're on a cruise, don't get stuck somewhere on a cruise and all you have is your birth certificate and your ID. This is why stuff like this is important for you to have your passport, and it's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. But what I have been seeing is a lot of people talking about, oh, now this is going to be me being petty here. This is me being petty.
I can't with you.
You cannot talk about not wanting to go to Mexico if you don't qualify to go to Mexico. What do I mean when you don't qualify? You don't have a passport. So the closest place you're going to Mexico right now is New Mexico. We're talking about things that you don't even qualify to attend. Don't. I've seen a lot of people on my timeline. As I said, this is me being petty. I've seen a lot of people on my timeline talking about, oh, I'm not going to Mexico. I'm not going to Mexico. And then the first question that somebody asks, well, do you even have a passport to be in this conversation?
She said New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I cannot.
The only place you're going right now because you don't even qualify to go to Mexico.
And for anyone who needs background, MJ is a travel professional as well. I know we interviewed her tonight on the Queen's Digital Studio, but she's one of our sponsors, and her brand is called travelwithmj.net. And she's a verified business owner in our directory for all 4 of her businesses. So
yeah, you can't talk about, and it was just like somebody, back when Jamaica was having issues, I think the hurricane and all that, whatever was going on in the island of Jamaica. Again, I'm not going to Jamaica. The only place you're going right now is to Jamaica, Queens. That's it. You don't qualify to go to Montego Bay.
She talking about that's it.
You don't qualify to go to Montego Bay or Negril or Ocho Rios. You don't qualify for those type of conversations. Let's stop having conversations about stuff that does not apply to you. Okay. Mexico is not even in your radar because you haven't even paid $195 for you to go get your passport. This is not your conversation, boo.
This is not, you said this is not your fight. Well,
back when they told children to stay out of grown folk business, same thing.
The travel agent advisor is perturbed, y'all. She is upset about this conversation. So clearly, you must have had a lot of people talking about this that weren't even going to be qualifying to go to the location. We're talking about preferences in locations they weren't going to go to.
And I want to get on Facebook and say that too. Half of y'all are talking about a conversation that y'all don't even qualify to attend.
Maybe. Listen, what we need to focus on is when you do travel to wherever you travel to, know where you're going and know what the standards and procedures are. Because one thing I would hate to be is traveling somewhere and be in a situation that I'm not prepared for. Like you said earlier, you said that if they book through a professional, most likely they're probably already a part of the STEP program. So if you didn't book through a professional and you kind of just went on your own, that's something else to consider, that education that needs to take place if you're new to that traveling. You do have some more. We had a couple more comments I wanted to call out. So first one was Leslie said, call me at the wrong time. She's referring back to the previous conversation. Call me at the wrong time and you might get the uncut Leslie speaks language. You're going to be like, I didn't know she was bilingual.
Mm-hmm. I'm fluent in quite a few languages.
And keep us updated, please, Charlie, on that. Let us know.
Yes,
so
definitely.
We can get an update. And let's see. Nicole said, oh no, she said, I'm glad I'm not one of her grandchildren. I've been wanting them to blink twice for help. And then Nicole said, someone else tried to promote their business under my post in the group.
Listen. I get them notifications Nicole has
I didn't even
reported
get the
a comment.
notification. She deleted it before I could even finish reading the notification. I came back and it said this is no longer here. I was
Right.
like, oh,
Nicole,
okay.
just do me a favor. This is the messy in me. Just give us a second to say we saw the comment, please. That's
No,
it. That's it.
Nicole.
Let me see the comment first, friend.
She don't waste no time. One thing we not about to do is beat around the bush. It's just straight to it. She's like, no, we're not
But
doing
I mean,
this.
that's what happens when you have access and you can do that. It is
And that's what happens when
gone.
you have boundaries, amen. And you know
Amen.
this is something that's not right. And because I was just thinking, Nicole is like so sweet. She's a very, very sweet person for anyone that doesn't know
But
her.
don't
Like
go
personally.
promoting up under her. Don't go promoting up under her post.
Don't be stepping past your boundaries. Make sure you respect her boundaries. Just
Do not
just
pass
let her
go.
stay in
Do
her
not commit $200.
realm, and you stay in your realm, and y'all coexist together. But just don't be trying to play with Nicole because she's serious.
Right.
Serious business.
Just look. If
And
you
she said you are 1,000% accurate.
Yes, look, if you do get one of those people who are dumb doors, as I love to call them, take a screenshot. I'm nosy. Take a screenshot.
I cannot. Don't you do that.
Take a screenshot. I'm nosy.
Before you even get a chance to pull out the screenshot, it'll be gone. Because when I tell you lightning speed, she even just said that about the whole refund thing. She talking about I'll refund you before you even get the last word. She just so quick to move to the next thing. And I love that for her. I love that for me.
I just need you to send a screenshot before you delete it, friend. That's all I'm asking.
No, Nicole, keep doing what you're doing because at the end of the day, like MJ said earlier, and I'm going to go back to her words, okay? When you step into that realm and you sense that disruptiveness or negativity, go ahead and quickly do that U-turn. And
you're
honestly,
right.
We're laughing, but
you're so serious.
That's something that I really do admire about Nicole. I really do love that, like the quickness of just okay, this is what it is. Move on next. And I think that takes a lot of time and healing to be able to get to that space in all areas of your business and life. Because it's hard sometimes. You be in the moment, you like.
Seriously, I just be needing the drama sometimes. Just listen, look, don't pay me no attention. Don't pay me no attention. Don't listen to nothing I just said about screenshot and nothing.
So hungry. I'm so thirsty for it.
Listen, don't listen to me. Nothing about taking the screenshots or anything. That is me working.
Don't listen to MJ. Keep doing what you're doing. And she said I had to be told about myself to apologize, but I meant it because I wouldn't have said it if I didn't. Listen.
I'm trying to tell you.
But you know what? I appreciate people like that because sometimes when you're saying something, you are correct. And people just try to throw you off your game because they want you to feel like you shouldn't feel good about being honest. But when you're being direct with a person and you're not trying to intentionally go and be doing something manipulative or disruptive to them, what more else could they ask for or want from you at this point? I can't give you anything else except for the transparency and move on. There's no games being played. There's no, all that other stuff. And I was going to say earlier, it's such a toxic behavior to me. Like when you give a boundary or you create a boundary or you communicate to a person your preference and then they intend to go and disrupt that again. That's something internal with a person where it's like, I know you said that this is what you're needing or what you're wanting, but I want to do this. You always have that person that wants to do that. They're going to push anyways. And that comes from a place of internal disruption. Because when you are confident and peaceful within yourself, you do not feel the need to do that. If a person is like, this is my boundary, I'm just like, okay, cool. And we just move on from there.
Same thing with children. They're going to push the limits until you tell them to stop. And as a college English professor, they push. I have some examples here, but if I go into the examples, I might get upset. So I'm gonna try not to do that. But I will just say, whatever the business owner's preferred method of contact, make sure that you are respecting that boundary and using that preferred method of contact. Like I said, we pay a lot for websites and they work.
They do. Amen.
They work. We pay a lot for websites. Depending on whoever is your website host, you pay anywhere from $29 to $50 or more a month.
Yeah, depending on the features of the website.
Depending on
We
the
created
feature,
this
depending on
for a
who it
reason.
is. We pay for this type of stuff. And if that business owner's preferred method of contact is using the contact us page on their website, use it.
And I think another thing people don't realize is that it's not, again, a boundary is set in place. It has nothing to do with the person outside of that boundary being set. It's about creating a system so that I'm able to be realistic about what I can deliver and how I get to you. So if a person says, text me at this number, text this to that number, that's exactly what you should go and do, because they probably have a system in place where every time a person texts them, they process them. So we got to stick to people, respect people's systems. It's their business. It's not like it's your business and it's you. If it's your business, then you do that. But for someone else, I don't understand. And then even in friendship and relationships, again, respect people's form of communications. If they say they don't text a lot, don't be mad if they don't send you text messages. Don't comment about how they need to text you. If they say they're not a caller, don't comment about how they need to call you. I let people be where they're at. I'm not a texter as much. I just don't like texting because it feels like a waste of time. Even though I love my friends, I message every now and then, we laugh, but I send audio messages a lot of times. And I met someone who was like, yeah, I text. So if you're not a texter, I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, okay. And I just let him be. And he started calling because I wasn't texting. But I still didn't force anything. And I didn't start calling him intentionally and saying, you need to pick up your phone or why you can't pick up a call. I just accepted that that's where this person wanted to meet me. And I can make the choice to meet them there as well, or to just simply turn around and go to the next space. There's no need to dwell. There's no need to be disruptive. There's no need to try to push something that clearly is not it. Just move on to the next room. Because the longer we sit in a place that we're clearly not okay with, because you've already expressed it, you're already feeling it, the more time you waste for yourself. And that goes back to a comment that I made the video, but I didn't post it, y'all. But what I was going to say was, when people do that, it's usually a reflection of the reality that they do not truly value themselves or their time. Because if you truly valued yourself and your time, and you really knew how expensive your time was, because it is expensive, you wouldn't even stay there. And so there's moments where people intentionally stay in a place and in a room because you don't realize how expensive you are. But if you knew how expensive you were, you wouldn't even be having this conversation. We wouldn't even be in this room right now. You would be moving to the next step in the solution. But a lot of people don't realize how expensive their time is. So they will waste it, and they will waste yours, because if they waste their own, why wouldn't they waste yours too? So that's the reality. And that was something that I also had to accept in life in general. And now I don't focus so much on worrying about what they do and don't do. I just focus on what I'm not going to do, which is sit down and waste my time with you. I'm going to get up and move to the next room. And when I realize that that's what it is, I'm going to trust myself, and I'm going to get up and move to the next room immediately. I'm not going to stay and try to figure it out or whatever, because I don't even be trying to figure it out now. But sometimes you miss things. You don't read the signs. But we got to trust ourselves and say, now you see it, and then we need to move on to the next room. Because that kind of disruptiveness is the stuff that sets people back in business. It's the stuff that keeps people disheartened and in a negative space and not a negative mind frame. And it is extremely dangerous and toxic. So when you sense it, get up and get out of there. Let's see. Yeah, maybe just like a light reminder, because I don't want anyone to feel like, they're being singled out or anything. And also, I know that some of these times when people do stuff like that, it's not always a real person, even though they may seem like they are. It is a bot. So don't want to make the real people pay for the bots, and also don't want to make the real people pay for the people that aren't reading, the community. And that's another thing. Maybe we just need to have a conversation about leading with listening, because a lot of times entrepreneurs are so excited to sell that they forget that when you lead with just trying to sell and talk about why you're this and you're that, you lose people. So when a person creates a post and they're talking about their business, and you get underneath that post and you say, I sell da-da-da-da, and here's my thing da-da, and you don't even acknowledge what they're talking about, and you're showing that you're not even listening to them, you lose them. I've had times when that happened to me. I've had times where maybe I didn't do it like that, but I thought, how can I be more attentive or intentional about how I deliver this message to that person, so they know that what I'm talking about is directed towards them and I'm not just a robot? Because there's times when people, like one time I posted something and the person was like, yeah, well, do you need this? And I'm like, wait, the post said, I'm looking for collaborators who are interested in collaborating for this location. Why are you asking me if I need this? I didn't ask if I need that. Could you just at least acknowledge what I'm asking for?
No,
Tap somebody, help me.
No.
You know,
No.
so when we lead with listening, you're going to have a much better return on investment than leading with trying to focus on you and what you do. Actually lean in to understand versus to sell, you know, how good you are and what you have and how you're servicing. Because 9 times out of 10, when you listen to a person, they actually going to tell you if they're your target audience or not. And if you just listen and have a conversation within the first probably like 2 or 3 conversations, you'll know if it's even worth having the conversation about your business, because you might find that they're just not the right fit for you. So we have to understand that. Let's see. Yeah, Sharika said they don't know their value. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Absolutely. You don't know how valuable you are to sit and feel like you have to Shark Tank a person in order to, you know, get the sale or whatever, and also to feel as if you're not big enough to create your own motion. That's another thing. People always want to come and comment and criticize on what someone else is doing. Have that energy and invest it into doing something for yourself. Because the same way you can go under someone else's post and say, this doesn't make sense, or this isn't right, you could take that energy into creating a post about your own solutions. And people could actually know you for what you do versus who you talk about.
Right. And this is why right here, somebody should have told you, should be replayed.
I know. We're going to have to do another one, y'all. We acted up on the first couple. Somebody should have told you. We're going to definitely have to do another one because I don't.
And I'm going to act up on that one too.
They don't have that dialogue. They don't get that conversation. And part of it is because people don't know how to tell. Man, I try you try to be transparent with people. They do not appreciate the transparency. Even when you are correct about what you're saying, they do not appreciate it. They will take it.
This is why somebody should have told you need to be replayed.
Yeah, because they will take it. And people, if they have the intention of understanding, then that's what they're going to be trying to do, to understand. But if they came with the intention on rebuttaling, arguing, or, you know, creating an unnecessary drama in their mind of what this is going to be, then you're never going to get that message to them. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of business owners do not give out free advice or unsolicited advice, because of that. And I don't think you should give out unsolicited advice, because if a person didn't ask for it, they probably didn't want it. I think you should ask a person, are you looking for feedback? Because half the time they're not looking for it from you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd have people that are like, yeah, because if you're going to have a website, you're going to do it like this. And then I go look at their website and I'm like, I didn't want that feedback. I didn't. I'm not going to use it, but I'm just going to listen and receive. But you're not the person that I'm looking for that feedback from, because you're not showing me through your own actions that you are someone of the caliber that I need to be taking these notes from. That's just my opinion. But I also know that sometimes you can learn lessons even in a conversation with a person that maybe you weren't expecting the lesson to come from. And it doesn't always have to be about the topic. I learned a lesson not too long ago, and it wasn't even about the topic that the person was trying to give me the lesson on. It was the lesson of not wasting my own time. And as soon as I notice that there's a red flag in a person, immediately trust myself and move on to the next process. That was the lesson. So even though the conversation in their mind, they thought they were giving a lesson something else, I took the lesson. You can learn stuff from people, even in moments where you think you won't. And like Sharika said, active listening. So that's another thing too. We might need to just have a conversation on that on one of our podcasts and talk about that for entrepreneurs. And somebody should have told you, because if you really just listen to people and understand who they are, you're going to be more likely to get their collaborations, their sales, their, becoming a patron, sponsorship. These are things that come when you understand who you're talking to. But when you just immediately go into your products and trying to push something on somebody, you're less likely to see that, because people get uncomfortable with that unnecessary pressure. Like it's natural. If I keep saying, MJ, try this drink, just try to drink. And you're like, I'm not really thirsty. And I'm like, just try it. You're probably not going to try that drink.
I'm not.
That's just how it goes. Naturally, we're going to be a little questioning of that. So we have to remember that as professionals. Sometimes we forget because we're excited about our mission. But the more you remind yourself, the more you're going to have conversations that are meaningful and impactful for you, because you're not trying to force. And it translates into your customer service as well. So as a customer, When a customer says, I don't think I really want this, instead of you saying, no, you need this, you need to keep this because this is the quality. And if you don't want quality, then don't sign up. You just say, okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And you give them what they state, or you just don't do the service. Having that confidence in yourself to know that what you are doing, you're onto something. You don't have to force it on anybody. I just had someone try that with me. They were like, but this is why you need this. You got to sign up for this and you got to do that. Not one time in that conversation did they ask me what I do, what my problems or my pressure points are in my life or business, what my motion or like my mission was. They didn't ask me any of those questions. They just went straight into the solution that they think was going to be best for me. That's not active listening. We got to be active readers and active listeners in business, because entrepreneurship is about problem solving, essentially. So,
I agree.
But I'm sorry, we went through 5 different conversations. Look,
Listen.
Nicole
I was just gonna say,
Leslie to Sharika. We just going. Charlie,
and it's my fault because I started off on the tangent. So let me apologize.
World.
We did go around the world and we came back. Let me say this though. Respecting boundaries is important. It's very important. If a business owner, and I'm going back to the contact us page on the website, if a business owner tells you use the contact us page on their website, use the contact us page on your website. We're not asking you to deviate. We're not asking you to do what you want to do. I'm trying to keep it cute. Use the method of contact that they have given you. If you are relating this to personal life or professional life, I don't respond to professional emails. I don't respond to work emails once I have clocked out for the day. I don't. There was a time where I used to. There was a time where when I'm saying this, it's not because I feel like I'm judgy or I am better than. I'm saying this because I was once there. I was once the person who had, and this is going back to professionalism, had Remind on the phone. And, I was responding to students all the way up until Do Not Disturb hit. Do Not Disturb hits at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, PM. So I was responding to students all the way up to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time some nights when I first started. Not anymore. I don't even have email. That particular email is not connected to any phone app on my phone. If you have, and I even stated putting this in my syllabus, if you have questions that you need me to answer, you need to be asking those questions before I leave out the door for the day. Once I leave out the door for the day or for the week, I don't look at that stuff again until the next business day. And don't let it be a break, because if it's a break, it's not a business day. Let's throw that out there too. Holidays, for a lot of us, are not business days. For a lot. There are some who still work in different holidays. For example, 4th of July. Now, I will work 4th of July. That's not my holiday. Juneteenth is mine. Anyway, holidays are not business days. So if you think that, they should be home, they're not working today, they're off their 9 to 5 because it's Memorial Day, that does not mean it is a business day for them. Yep. Respect it. Thank you and good night.
I appreciate your message this evening, and appreciate you coming on to share your solutions, MJ. And I do resonate with it, not just in business, but personally, because of how social media has trained us to think that everything should be instant. But I would challenge people. I wouldn't necessarily, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm attacking them. I just want to challenge the thought process that when you really care about something, you take the time to understand how to complete it in the most effective way. So if I'm hiring MJ to book travel or to do a travel job for me, and she gives me a list of instructions on what I need to complete, I'm going through that list and I'm completing it the way I'm supposed to complete it. Not because I feel like, I got to do it like this, because I understand that MJ has a job. I've hired her for this job. And in order for her to do her job right, there's a certain way to approach it. If she says, hey, you need to go to the website and you need to fill out this form, then I'm going to go to the website, I'm going to fill out that form. And that's just going to be it. If she says you need to wait this day and then we're going to do that, then I'm going to go and I'm going to wait this day, because I understand that she's here to do a job. And in order for her to do her job effectively, I know she's going to do her job regardless. But I'm not here to make her job easier, right? Because that's her job. But I'm not here to make it harder. We're not here to make things unnecessarily harder than they need to be. And in some situations in entrepreneurship, I think people don't realize that they're making their partners or whoever they're working with, and in life too, you're making the job harder. It didn't need to be hard. Everything doesn't have to be hard. I love hard work, but we don't have to work hard all the time. Sometimes you can work smart and replace it of the hard, and you can still have the same amazing results. So if you're thinking that instant gratification is the key to growth and success, it's not going to be in many cases. And so we have to start putting ourselves in a mind frame of taking the time to understand what the requirements are in a space that we're walking into and what the benefits are. And if the benefits are worth it, then we're going to do what we're supposed to do to make it happen for ourselves. And that's just it. If we're here for a solution, if we're here to get to work. So yeah, that's my piggyback off of that. But I do want to say thank you, MJ, for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Yeah. And then I got to ask you, because you said it earlier. So PB or sandwich?
Oh, automatically.
PB&J or
peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter jelly.
If you had to eat one for the rest of your life, you going with peanut butter jelly?
I would eat peanut butter jelly.
That's crazy. Okay, if you had one meal that you had to eat for the rest of your life, what is it going to be?
Oh, one meal?
Mm-hmm. Everybody tell me in the comments, what's your one meal if you had to eat it for the rest of your life? This should be good.
If I had to eat, and I don't know if it would be a meal, but it would definitely be some fruit. That's the one thing that I know would still be a benefit to my body. And I'm still getting some sort of nutrients without losing out on flavor and taste. Because one meal can become very, very bland, boring, dry, dull, all that good stuff. And yeah, it would definitely be some fruit.
So mature of you, because I was gonna say crawfish.
I kind of figured that's what you were gonna say. If I had known that, but if I had to actually choose a meal, it probably would be a seafood boil.
Yes, because there are vegetables in a seafood boil. There are beans, rice. Okay, beans, rice, and gravy. Because it says, I think it's oh wait, no, maybe it's not gravy. Let me know. Beans, rice, and cow. Not cow. It can't be cow.
I was about to say, Charlie, you eat caviar? You ain't telling nobody.
Oh, cabbage. Ooh, yes. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out here. And then I'm gonna get off of here. But what I'm thinking is for September, I want to invite all the directory members to come down to an Airbnb location, and I'm gonna cook a meal for the directory members. So you can come down. If you have well, maybe not friend, but like family, like children and stuff like that, because I don't know how many people we're looking at for this head count, but I want to invite the directory members. So I don't have the details yet as far as like what the requirements are going to be, when we're going to have the family thing, but I will have that soon. And if you think you're interested in that, keep your ears open, because I'll add you to the list of people that might want to be a part of this. And I want to have myself be styled by everyone in the directory. So jewelry, makeup, hair, all of that, have that done, and then invite everybody out to come have a dinner. That's my goal. So if anybody wants to be a part of that and you think you might be interested, let me know. But it is interesting to hear everybody's food and stuff. I'm glad to know that you like beans and rice, Charlie, because I think you would like mine. If you like Cajun red beans and rice, you'll like it. They said my beans was good. They said my beans was busting at that karaoke night, baby.
Man.
But okay. Thank you guys so much. Okay, I'm done. These what you call it, reels are gonna be funny to watch back. Thank you guys.
Yeah, especially the one where I'm doing this. That's gonna be hilarious.
Yes. I do apologize in advance for anybody that has to go back and watch that Pennywise moment, or the poltergeist moment that she said, where I was describing. I was just trying to give her options and synonyms on the word. That was all. But I do appreciate every single person a part of our network so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody who has supported, who shared, subscribed, who's shopped, who's become a patron. We're growing so rapidly, and it's really a beautiful thing. We're sitting at 181 subscribers on YouTube, and we have surpassed 23,000 views on our YouTube channel. And this month alone, we're looking to surpass 12,000 views. So we're working very hard behind the scenes, but I really appreciate everybody that's been supporting us. And I appreciate my clients. Oh my goodness, I appreciate my clients. I just, Lord, I appreciate my clients. Then that's just all I'm gonna say on that, and I will see everybody at the Small Business Wine Down.
Listen, if you know, you know. That's all I will say on that one.
I appreciate my clients, as I do. I appreciate the boss fam. And we will be having our Small Business Wind Down this Saturday. So anyone that is a part of the directory that wants to be a part of that space, you're welcome to join. You can come laugh, cry, vent, whatever it is you want to do. You can come be human and know that nobody's going to judge you for that. It's a safe space, and that's what it's about. And I'm here to, be of support, be the host. We can do some games, some icebreakers, some two truths and one lie, get a little fun in there, bring your drinks, your snacks. And then if you have questions about your benefits as a directory member, I'm here to answer that too. I'm just here to be of support to everybody in the room. So I look forward to it. I will see y'all soon. All right. I don't know why I'm nodding like I'm not the one that's supposed to end the stream, but thank you all so much for watching the Boss Babe Business Show. That is a reflection of what my week has been. Extremely busy, and we're still here and we're still moving. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. Thank you, MJ, for joining us. Shout out to the queensdigitalstudio.net. Make sure you go and subscribe ASAP if you want access to her digital vault, where you're going to get all the downloads and updates on engagement posts and flyers and all kinds of things that you can use for engagement for your business without having to think or do the designing work. So if you want access to that and you want to know what that price is going to be, go to her website and subscribe. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we will see you all again soon at the Boss Babe Business Show. Bye-bye.